Welcome back. Well, we're turning our attention to protests. Well, to tell us about what this protest is about, we've got Comrade William Sakwaraha, who is the president of NUPENG. He joins us from Port Harcourt. Good morning, and thank you for joining us today. We just heard the Attorney General of Rivers State speaking about certain matters being in court and why they don't think that it is right for the NLC to proceed on the planned protest. So in that context, in consideration of that perspective, what is NLC NUPENG going to do tomorrow? Are they proceeding with the plan?
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. Actually, there is also a response from the President of Nigeria Labour Congress on that position from the Attorney General of Rivers State, where the National President of Nigeria Labour Congress made it clear that they are not aware of any court injunction as headquarters and as leadership. But I would also state here too that NUPENG is one of the affiliates of Nigeria Labour Congress, and ours is just to carry out the decision of the leadership of Nigeria Labour Congress. So far, as an affiliate, what we've done is also to mobilize our members and ensure too that in obedience to the directive, we carry out our own part. The strike, or rather the mass protest, which is a peaceful one, is meant to bring to the attention of the state government of Rivers and their terror and authoritarian stand of the governor over labor issues in that state. And our role is to give solidarity, and that is why we've called on all our members in Rivers to come out on that peaceful protest, on Tuesday, 8th of September.
All right, so first of all, that strike is not nationwide, because there are people who are circulating all sorts of messages thinking that NUPENG is embarking on a national strike.
In fact, that is not true. NUPENG has not given any notice to go on a nationwide strike. We are only involved on the solidarity, peaceful mass protest in Rivers State. And that is our mandate for now.
When the NLC president says they are not aware as national headquarters, does that also mean that the state chapter of the union is not on notice about that court judgment? Is that what they're saying?
Well, I'm surprised you don't even have that that recount too, because it was also it was voiced, and most media also have it. So I thought when you play the one of Attorney General, we were also going to play the one of the NSC president. He made himself clear that the laws are very clear on peaceful protest. That is not sure there's any court of law that will stop workers not to go on peaceful protest. So I think that's where we stand for now. The peaceful mass protests, we go ahead, and we call all our members, both in the downstream and upstream, especially in the depot areas, filling station workers, to all come out en masse to join in solidarity to save River State workers.
Right. So is this a protest or a strike? Because you've used consistently the term protest. So is this just a protest? Well, work will not be disrupted, or is it a strike?
At this level, it's still a peaceful mass protest. It's a rally, and of course, in a industrial election, parliament is still an action. Mass rallies are also actions. So obviously, it's also an industrial action because it's also a protest. But I want to say this is a peaceful mass protest, just to go and establish our disagreement, grievances on how the governor is handling issue of River State workers.
Right.
And that is for now, that's the mandate that we're given by the leadership of the Yalba Congress, and we'll stop at that.
Okay. All right, comrade, we'll go to break and come back to this in just a moment. Please stay with us. All right, welcome back. So, Ayo, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for staying with us. Mr. Akwera, some would be wondering what the background to all of this is. Well, a number of people might be aware, but some would be wondering, okay, so you just want to jump straight from whatever your grievances are, straight to protest. Has there been any interface with the government of Rivers State before we got to this point in the first place? Because many people will believe, as far as labor is concerned, it always has to be a luta continua. So, what are the things that have been done about what are the issues and what are the things that have been done before we got to this place?
Well, at this point, I think the issues are numerous, ranging from non-implementation of minimum wage in Rivers, non-payment of pensioners, for several years, the sealing up of NLC Secretariat in Rivers State, for the past 6 months. And I would also put it on record here that the headquarters has also been in touch with the governor. Several appeals have been made to him that the path is treading is not good for a harmonious industrial relationship. But all that seems to have failed on deaf ears. And as Union 2, once all those efforts fail, the next thing is to cry out. So I think that is the basic of what the protest is all about.
Is that going to be protest for all this, any other states that doesn't pay the minimum wage?
Of course, it's going to go around. That was the solution of the leadership. That any state that refuses to pay minimum wage, of course, we will also have this kind of mass protest. But however, the case of Rivers have become, very serious because of the anti-labor stand of the governor. He has also gone about harassing labor leaders in the state. No labor leader seems to be safe. Everybody is operating from underground as we speak, and we felt, well, this is democracy, and if any governor is backing on dictatorship against the labor movement, that should not be accepted. So that is why today everybody is coming to Rivers State to ensure that there is a mass peaceful protest against the stand of the governor on labor.
Is there going to be a mass peaceful protest about the recent fuel price hike and electricity tariff?
Well, the leadership of NLC has not directed that for now. We will wait until directives are given.
Okay, but I'm sure you must have heard, some comments from Nigerians as well. So, but I mean, from your perspective as a union leader, do you think that there should be about the fuel price hike since, you're in that sector?
I think NLC has also spoken on this matter. Like I said earlier, we are part of the Labour Congress, and they made a statement, and NUPENG as an affiliate also stands, by that statement.
Okay, but just to see, we didn't see any, we're not in receipt of some of those statements, so if we do get them, by all means, we'll let the public know as well. But we do thank you for talking to us today, and we reached out to the Commissioner for Information, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. So, Comrade William Sakwaraha, President of NUPENG, thank you for talking to us this morning.
Thank you, Chief.